and welcome to this FPL Double Game Week 23 team selection video with me, Holly Shand. I've got 2 free transfers this week and lots of big decisions to make, so I'll be looking at how I got on in Game Week 22, my transfer plans, team selection and captaincy with some big bench dilemmas to adjust. Let's get into it. Starting off with how my Game Week 22 went, I'm very happy. I'm on 87 points and another green arrow. It's actually my 3rd green arrow in a row now, and I've actually halved my rank over the last 2 game weeks, so really hoping to push on from here. It was all about the Manchester United assets in the double game week. Obviously I'd already used my triple captain, so it was hard to see Rashford really do very, very well, but you know, it wasn't that big a deal from me triple captaining Erling Haaland a couple of weeks ago. I think there was 12 points in it, so I can live with that. Kepa obviously delivered again, as did Harry Kane, but aside from that, 6 of my players blanked, which is a bit of a concern going into the next week, but I'm pretty happy with how the squad is performing right now. There's lots going on in the schedule. Obviously we've got double game week 23, Game week 25 is now a blank game week and a double game week. Liverpool and Arsenal are the headline teams to double in game week 25. Obviously, I've got 3 Arsenal players already, but I may be looking to do an adjustment there. I'm avoiding Liverpool for now, though. I just don't feel like we've seen enough form from them. Darwin Núñez needs to be dropped soon. Salah is way off the pace. He needs to move more centrally. VVD is a big loss in their defence, but he should be back in training this week. So hopefully we'll see a little bit of a resurgence from Liverpool now. But right now I'm not focusing too much on that double in game week 25 for them. In terms of my transfer plans then, I've got 2 free transfers, 2.8 million in the bank. I moved Kevin De Bruyne to Bruno Fernandes for double game week 22 with a view to potentially reversing that move this week, but Fernandes being on penalties is a little bit of a game changer, and I can see me wanting to hold him through the blanks now and have him more as a longer term pick. Obviously the suspension to Casemiro does weaken Manchester United in general, and with blanks in 25 and 28 it does make it a tougher ask, but there's a couple of other areas of my squad that I need to work on as well. I've got 3 Arsenal players as things stand, 2 Manchester City players, one being Kyle Walker, but I'm happy to just hold him for the double, see what I get out of him and then potentially move him on soon anyway. In terms of players for blank game week 25, I've currently got 6 players that blank, 3 from Newcastle, 3 from Manchester United. I've obviously got the 3 Arsenal players that double there as well, but I really need to work on that, both of those 2 things, because I'm not happy with Gabriel Martinelli in my team at the moment. The trouble with him is that since Leandro Trossard has come in, he's been benched early in the last couple of games, and it's not been like those games have been put to bed. Arsenal have still had a lot to play for in those fixtures, so I think in terms of minutes, especially with Arsenal having 5 fixtures over the next 3 game weeks, it's really, really important to be on the right Arsenal players, and Martinelli is not in my top 3 or top 4 Arsenal players right now. I'm happy with Nketiah and Gabriel, but I need to move Martinelli on. I can afford Saka or Odegaard, but with the other move that I want to make, I think it's more sensible to go with Odegaard. For me, he has a slight edge. Obviously, Saka's got the penalties, but Odegaard's been their top performer since the restart in terms of FPL points, so I'm happy to get him in, because the other weak area I need to deal with in my squad is Miguel Almiron. I think he's blanked in his last 5 now. He scored a goal in game week 17. I've held him for way too long. I could have got Matoma last week, but I decided against it because of the blanks for Brighton. I can actually move Almiron on to Riyad Mahrez if I make the Martinelli to Odegaard move. I can afford that one as well. So that's the move that I'm eyeing up for this week, because it gives me a 3rd Man City player for the double game week. It gets rid of a Newcastle player who's out of form and blanks in game week 25. And to be fair, right now I think Mahrez is as good a pick as Kevin De Bruyne in terms of minutes, in terms of fantasy potential. Mahrez has had 7 goal involvement since the restart, level with Erling Haaland, so there's plenty of potential for him to deliver as well across this double. When it comes to team selection then, I've got a few benching headaches. I'm sure lots of you managers will be in a similar position. If you are really struggling on who to start, who to bench, take a look at the My Team tool over on Fantasy Football Hub, link in the description. It gives you a points prediction for every player for this game week, so it should help you with those selections. Kepa starts between the sticks for me, 3 consecutive clean sheets. I think he's got 29 FPL points in that time, which is just sensational. I've got a few headaches when it comes to the defence then. I'm obviously going to start Gabriel and Walker for their double game week fixtures. I'm going to be starting Trippier as well because for me, he's got so much attacking potential. You can't afford to have him on your bench. Newcastle have got the best clean sheet potential of any of the single game week teams, so he's a start for me. But Botman's going to have to drop to the bench because although he's got good clean sheet potential, he's not got the same attacking threat as Trippier. And then Shaw's going to be my last sub because Manchester United have got a worse clean sheet potential than Newcastle United away at Leeds. Obviously, we saw what happened in the midweek fixture. And with Casemiro suspended, that Manchester United attack and defence is going to struggle. Moving into the midfield, and Odegaard is finally in my team. It's good to see him there, along with Riyad Mahrez. You have to start your Manchester United attackers given the form they're in. They've both delivered Bruno Fernandes and Marcus Rashford in 5 consecutive game weeks, so it's very easy to plug them into your starting 11. So for me, there's no place for Andreas Pereira, who drops to my bench as first sub. A nice home game against Nottingham Forest, but Forest defence have looked a little bit better in recent games, and also when we think of Pereira, Fulham have failed to score in their last 3 Premier League games. Harry Kane is an absolute must to start against Leicester away. He's averaging 8.5 points per game in away fixtures since the restart, and it's his favourite fixture in the Premier League. He has 18 goals and 4 assists in 15 Premier League appearances against the Foxes. So he lines up alongside Erling Haaland and Eddie Nketiah, who have both got a double game week. So hopefully lots of potential for points for them. So my bench order is Ward, Andreas, Botman and Luke Shaw. When it comes to captaincy, there's 2 key contenders, Erling Haaland and Martin Odegaard. Arsenal have the better fixtures, but Haaland is the more prolific player. I am a little bit concerned about how Manchester City are going to perform with all of this financial fair play business going on in the background now, and their Premier League position dropping points to Spurs last weekend. It does raise a few question marks, but I still think that Haaland in the double game week is the way to go for the captaincy. If you've got the triple captainship still, there is an option to play it on Haaland this week, but with a double game week 25 for Arsenal, it is easy as well to hold on to that chip to maybe triple captain Saka or Odegaard in that week. So we don't need to be as closed off with our ideas of triple captaincy with that other double game week dropping so close in the schedule. If you've got any bench dilemmas or any transfer problems or anything else though, do get in the comments. I aim to answer all of your questions within 24 hours of this video going live. Good luck everyone for FPL Double Game Week 23.